middle school volleyball championships from Warwick High School. Greg Bickaveris along with Nate Milton, Dozier and Gildersleeve, two top quality teams to get to the finals.
Right, both teams have done a great job getting here. We got the Dragons and the Seahawks in the building. It's going to be a fun night.
It's good to get off to a good start.
Right, how you start off determines how you finish. So both teams are going to want to come out here, press the tempo, bring that championship home for their schools. It's going to be great, folks.
All right, volleyball action straight ahead.
The Telecommunications Center is an award-winning television production facility for high school students in the Newport News Public Schools. Students can learn studio, remote production, audio operation, editing, directing, and much more. Students can also earn college credit through dual enrollment. The center has graduates working for MTV, ESPN, CNN, Entertainment Tonight, and Tyler Perry Studios. If you want to jumpstart your career in broadcasting, contact your guidance counselor or call 591-4687.
And welcome to Warwick High School. And we have excellent volleyball here today, middle school style. Greg Bickaveris along with Nate Milton as we see Dozier and Gildersleeve. Nate, good to see you.
It is great to be here, my friend. Great to participate in this celebration of academics, athletics, and activities. It's the championships, brother.
Absolutely. We look forward to it today with some great volleyball action. This is middle school volleyball here in Newport News. We're playing at a neutral site at Warwick High School. I think that benefits both teams, Nate, because you're not favored with your home crowd, kind of a neutral crowd.
Absolutely, and it's an incentive. It brings people together. You know, it brings both of these schools out, brings the families out, the community out, and it's an event. And like I said, man, it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting, and I can't wait to see what these young ladies have to do, bring out here on the court tonight.
Dozier will be serving. They play a best of three. Play up to 25 points. And of course, they split 1-all. It goes to a third game where they'll go to 15.
Yeah, and I think one of the important things is how you start. Which team is going to come out here, dictate the pace of play, dictate the action, and impose their will on the opposing team.
Dozier in the green. And you're seeing a lot of the elements early is spacing. You want to execute, rotate the ball, forward and backward setting.
And I think another key, Greg, is communication. We're going to see communication between these teams, communications with the teammates. That's very important in this sport.
Got to move without the ball. That's very important. And just like any sport we've seen, you got to get that body language moving. You don't want to be tight early on.
Right. It's about getting loose. It's about getting into your game plan, plan your work your plan. And I know we got the lights and the cameras out here, but I do not think these young women will be fazed at all by the pomp and circumstance surrounding this game today.
Laura Rogers is the coach of Gildersleeve, and the head coach for Dozier is Jane Marino, respectively. Dozier serving in the green, goes underneath the net.
Yes, today we're going to answer that age-old question, my friend. Can a dragon beat a Seahawk? Which one is tougher? I know they both fly, but we'll see who soars tonight.
Interesting creative nicknames. Both teams in the championship. And you want to get those kinks out early.
Yeah, if you're
Dozier, of course, beat Passage, and of course, Gildersleeve beat Crittenden. But that doesn't matter today.
No, you can throw that out the window today. And like you were saying, Greg, if you're going to make mistakes early on is when you want to make them. Get them out of your system so you can get back into your game plan.
Five to 1 early on. Greg Bickaveris, Nate Milton, glad you're with us here at Warwick High School in Newport News. Officials are Chris Macbeth and Frank Sproul, respectively, two officials. And I like what we're seeing right here early on.
Neither team getting too excited. They're staying in the rhythm of their game plan. They're doing what got them here, doing what got them to this point. Speaking of points, the Dragons taking advantage on that particular play. Again, folks, if you're just tuning in, we have the J.M. Dozier Dragons taking on the Ethel M. Gildersleeve Seahawks.
Gildersleeve up 5-2, Nate. And you got to watch it because you can get away from you early.
Yeah.
Not soccer.
A little soccer action out here today, brother. But yeah, I think what you got to do if you're Dozier, you want to calm things down, get back into your game plan, and stay on serve.
So out there right now is Molly Hardigan, Maddie Rogers, Nevaeh Waters, Addie Williams, and of course, Tanaya Waters, respectively, for Gildersleeve. 5-0, new ball game.
Dozier's been having a very successful run on this particular service.
And that's one thing about volleyball is you get a chance to process and breathe, and being behind early is not a big deal.
No, you can always get back into the game. All it takes is one change of service, and then if you got a powerhouse server back there, you can turn the tides very quickly, my friend. Communication is the key, though, out here. You got to be talking to your teammates at all times. You got to be aware of where everybody's at on the court so you can function as a unit. Greg Bigaveris flashing his skills here, courtside.
7-5. See Micaiah Cooper out there for Dozier. Also number 12, Jaden Farrow. Number 14, Tanachi Crumrine, respectively. Number 10 is Malaysia Taylor for the Dragons. Love those nicknames, Dragons and Seahawks.
And those jerseys are pretty tight, too. The green and the gold, very bold, very befitting of a Dragon.
Mm-hmm. All City Middle School here at Warwick High School in Newport News. Greg Bicaveris, Nate Milton, glad you're with us. Take a little break from the high school action.
There we go.
9-6, opening up a 3-point lead.
And this is what you want to see if you're Gildersleeve. You want to take back the momentum. You want to take back the reins of control in this particular matchup right now.
Gildersleeve working around very well. Nice keeping it in play. Kind of like little tennis action here.
Yeah. There's serve and volley action going on right now.
Absolutely. Great teamwork. You also see number 7, Leilani Ramos out there for Dozier, coached by, again, Jane Marino. This is the Middle School All-City Championship.
That was
an elite event.
That was a great back-and-forth rally. We saw that, Greg. Unfortunately for Dozier, just missed time to jump, wasn't able to take advantage and capitalize.
That was number 32, Elena Williams, respectively. So Trina's daughter, who works for the Newport News Public Schools. And she's using her height to her advantage.
Absolutely. If you have that physical advantage, you got to take advantage of it. Great job by Williams in the middle, holding things down.
Coach Rogers calling a timeout for Gildersleeve. All right, you're Gildersleeve. It's 11-7. You know the prize is 25. What do you got to do?
I think if you're Gildersleeve, you want to keep the pressure on Dozier. You want to keep your pedal to the metal. But if you're the Dragons, Greg, what you have to do is take advantage of some of the mistakes that Gildersleeve might make and then get back on serve. Because I think that's where we saw Dozier get on that good run, was when they had the service.
Because you get a pack of points together, it can mean trouble.
Right. Once you get that ball rolling, once you get that momentum going, it can be very hard to reverse it. An object in motion will tend to stay in motion, and that's what Dozier's got to go up against right now.
Again, Chris McBeth, Frank Sproul, Greg Bicaveras, Nate Milton, glad you're with us. Strengths of are kind of hitting and setters awareness as well. And of course, you talk about the attack, the shot, catch the opponent off guard too, Nate. Outside hitter, left front, middle, back, opposite hitter, setter, middle blocker, middle front, right side hitter, all important elements of volleyball.
And you have to kind of work on a string. You have to work in concert with each other, each one knowing what the other player is going to be doing. And I've enjoyed seeing the effort right now from both of these teams.
Nate will give us the scoring recap, pretty much just the overall score. Gildersleeve in the gray and blue, Dozier in the green. Great camaraderie by all the girls. Great sportsmanship too. But somebody's got to win. It's like chess. All right, Nate. Very close game, 11-8. Gildersleeve right now has an edge.
Yeah, Gildersleeve does have the edge, and I think that's because they were being a little bit more proactive, like we always talk about, Greg. But Dozier on their service is something you can't sleep on. This could be the move right here for the Dragons to take the lead.
You have to move without the ball. That's very important because you don't want to just do like set shots all the time. But everybody likes the spike.
Everybody loves the spike, my friend. The thing is, though, you can't get too amped up. You want to be aggressive, but you don't want to be reckless out there on the court. And it's a chess match. It's back and forth. And so we'll see which one of these two teams can take the advantage.
11-9. Gildersleeve in the gray, Dozier in the green at Warwick High School. Gildersleeve coached by Christopher Newport graduate Laura Rogers. Nice shot right there. But it looks like it goes, they're questioning it right now. That was close. Overruled.
Man.
Chris McBeth overruling it.
Getting flashbacks to the NFL and the replay challenges, my friend.
Let's hope he doesn't play for the Saints or ref for the Saints. I don't think the Saints even watch the Super Bowl.
I think New Orleans was one of the lowest rated markets for the Super Bowl this past year.
Jenny Nuttycombe, athletic director here at Warwick High School, kind of running the course here. Great passing by both teams. Remember, this is the championship, so you're looking at elite level middle school volleyball. Love the way they work the ball around. That's going to be close. They get it popped up on Dozier's side. The key is moving without the ball.
Yeah. You want to move without the ball, and you also want to pay attention. You want to be, like we've been talking about all game, Greg, communication is the key. It's not an individual show. We're not playing hero ball out here. It's a team effort on offense and defense.
You have to be very methodical and work your plan. Ray Price doing the camera. Gildersleeve, keeping their composure. I think that's so important.
Yeah, the Seahawks, even though the score is pretty close, the Seahawks have seemed to be in control for the majority of this game right now.
Serving is so important, just like in tennis. Passing, setting, spiking, and blocking, and digging as well. But spacing, just like in basketball, you don't want to be, right on each other's toes.
It's about spacing, moving without the ball, like you said, moving on a string, moving as a unit right there. And serving, like you said, Greg, is so important because you have the opportunity to put yourself in the best position to score points.
13-12. Dozier in the green serving. Coached by Jane Marino. We're at Warwick High School in Newport News. Cox Cable 47, 517, and then pstv.com. Ooh, nice catch. And the ball sometimes, just like in tennis, it clicks off the net and bounces back.
That was great effort, though. Great hustle by the Gildersleeve Seahawks. Unfortunately, just wasn't able to get it over the net, but you got to admire the hustle and the tenacity.
$13-all. I'm catching you in no man's land.
Yep.
And that's what I mean. You got to watch it, because if you're not active, the ball will drop quick.
Right, and again, it's about making sure you know what your teammates doing. It's like that old Ludacris song. When you move, I move, just like this. You got to be on that string.
I mean, Gildersleeve is giving Dozier the opportunities, too.
Yeah, Dozier's not out of this by any stretch, Greg. All it takes is one good run on serve like we saw earlier, and they're right back in this thing.
$16-13. Got to watch it now. You're getting close to the zone of the 25. And remember, the first one gets to 25 wins. Winning that first game is so important for mental confidence.
Yeah, because it sets the tone. And you want to play from in front and not from behind.
It's hard, especially 2 out of 3. That's going to you, Nate.
It's going to me. I don't have the lateral movement like I used to when I was in middle school.
17-13, Nate. 8 points away from the match.
And this is a crucial part of the game right now for Dozier, Greg. They got to make a statement right now. Make a stop and then get some points.
It's very hard to come back and win 2 games in a row, whether it's tennis, volleyball, or even, the NBA playoffs. It's not like March Madness where it's one and done. So you got a 5-point lead, 18-13. So really, you want to play fundamental volleyball and not make unforced errors.
Right. If I'm Coach Rogers for the Gildersleeve Seahawks, I want these girls to continue doing what they're doing. But if you're on the other side of the court, if you're Coach Marino for the Dragons, you need some stops, and then you need to get the ball back, and you need some efficient, effective serves. And so we'll see, man. This is a very crucial juncture for the Dragons right now. They could turn things around, but if not, they're going to end up in a 1-0 hole going into the second game.
A lot of fans here for sure.
Definitely an event here for the community, supporting these young women out here. Again, academics, athletics, activities, a big part of the Newport News school system.
So important moment here for Jane Marino. The coach of Dozier. All-City Middle School Championships at Warwick High School in Newport News. Remember, Gildersleeve is 0-2 this year against Dozier. They have not beaten them. So any type of confidence will give them a boost.
Yeah.
Like that.
Again, good hustle. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get it back over the net. But you're right, Greg. Dozier should have the psychological advantage coming to tonight's game. But as you mentioned, man, in the championships, you throw the regular season out the window, throw the playoffs out the window. It's all about this one game.
A lot of fan support out here. These girls are trying regardless of the score, but it's closer and closer for Gildersleeve, 19-14. And when it starts getting to the 20s, it's tough to come back from that because then the nerves take in.
Yeah, and then for the team that has the lead, they start to get excited because they can see the finish line.
And the fans can feel it too.
Once that momentum gets going, it's hard to keep it, to stop it.
The nerves can work on both sides.
And again, the one advantage, as you mentioned, that Dozier might have going into this game is they've beaten this team before.
Nice lob right there. Over the head of number 3, Maddie Rogers.
Yeah, there were some good sets made right there. Unfortunately, Rogers just wasn't able to get that ball. It was a little bit over her head.
All right, 20-15. We're within 5 points now for Gildersleeve. So 5 points for the win, but also Dozier's 5 points from tying. You can look at it different ways.
Very, very crucial 5 points. This is what Reggie Miller used to call winning time. It's what it's all about right here.
We're in the fourth quarter pretty much of, if you compare this to football. Taking her time with the serve. Oh, very nice.
Wow.
sometimes that little extra time in the serve can affect the off balance for the defense.
And I like, she's got like a sidearm serve, which is a little bit more unique, and it might throw off the timing of the opposing team.
Whatever works. They're up 21-15. Remember, no shot clock really here, so it's up to them. Love the tempo here. Dozier's got to be proactive. Like that, excellent. They didn't hesitate. They did what they have to do to get it done.
Yeah, and if you're Gildersleeve, you gotta make an effort for that ball right there. Dozier with a good strike though, getting it right where nobody was.
That might be a little bit too much. Almost a basket there, Nate.
Look for the alley.
Looks like Warwick could have used that for their varsity team this year.
Sign her up for the varsity team.
All right, Nate's getting closer, 21-17. Still within reach of Dozier, but they need to string on some points here quick.
And Dozier's been fortunate the last couple of series, Greg, because Gildersleeve had the opportunity to really put this away. There's a little crack in the door for Dozier. We'll see if the Dragons can sneak through.
Ooh, nice shot. She did what she had to do to get it done.
That was a finesse play right there, Greg. It wasn't a hard, aggressive strike. It was finesse, putting it where the players on the other side were not. That was a good strike right there by Williams.
Elena Williams, 22-17. We're still within that 5-point ratio. 3 points away for the win for Gildersleeve. Remember, you have to win 2 out of 3. Even though they get a win, it doesn't mean a lot till it's done.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, though, that first win is important. Whoever draws blood
mentally,
first.
Absolutely.
It's a mental advantage.
22-18, Gildersleeve, Dozier serving, respectively. This is number 3 serving, Elena Davis. Ooh, nice shot. Wow. Inbounds. Might be the shot of the day for Dozier.
That's a laser beam shot by the Dragons right there, creeping back into this.
They can smell the finish line. It's getting close. Oh, this could be a tough one. Nice comeback. That just goes out of bounds. Wow. You're seeing some good hustling here. That could be the point of the game right there, 23-19.
That was so close. And now the Gildersleeve Seahawks within 2 points of taking this first game.
You're seeing rotating the ball at its best right now. Of course, the college volleyball is very popular on TV. Oh, this is going to be tight. Dozier gets it, 23-20. With energy and effort, you know how important this game one is.
Yeah, both teams coming out here giving 110%, leaving it all on the court.
It's tough. I know this from tennis firsthand. When you lose the first set, it's hard to win 2 in a row. I mean, I've done it, but it's difficult.
Especially if you expend so much energy in that first game.
Mentally, too. Ooh. They play close to the net. And they're 1 point away from winning the first set. 2 out of 3, respectively, here on Cox Cable 47, 517, and then PSTV.com sports highlights on the weekends at 9 a.m., Mondays at 7, 2, and 7. Good rally. Excellent rally. 24-21. Sometimes you got to get a little bit more harder to get over the net. It's not easy getting it over the net.
No, and sometimes that depth perception can play tricks with you.
Big point for both teams here. And Dozier answers. The one thing Dozier has for them, they've beaten this team twice this year, and they got that in their back pocket.
That's a very smart timeout right there to kind of refocus these Seahawks, because like you said, Greg, they've lost to this Dozier team twice, so you can start to hear the footsteps coming up behind you.
24-22. Greg Bickaderis, Nate Milton, glad you're with us here at Warwick High School as we celebrate the middle school all-city championships. A lot of teams involved with the middle schools, as you well know, Nate. Passage, Crittenden, and so many others as well.
Yeah, Dozier had to beat Huntington, Passage to get here. Gildersleeve had to beat Achievable Dream and Crittenden to get to this point.
And Dozier, of course, over Passage, Gildersleeve over Crittenden. Wow. Uh-oh, it's getting closer, 24-23. But you had Booker T. Washington, you had Hines involved, you had Achievable Dream, you had a lot of schools involved in this.
Yep.
Nate, very tight game, just like we expected. Could be the point of the set right here. Let the play speak for itself. Oh, wow. Tight. Sometimes you need that second hand for support.
Wow. Good
24 all.
Good effort, but right into the net. I'm telling you, the margin between these two teams is razor thin.
You don't want to let it slip away. If you're Gildersleeve, you've been up the whole set. Here comes Dozier. Nerves are at an all-time high, you can imagine. Oh, nice save. By Hardigan for Gildersleeve. Excellent rally, 24 all. You can hear a pin drop in here. Very conservative, Nate.
Oh, man.
They're focusing on number 6.
Wow. That was a rally, my friend. Wow. Both teams came to play today.
Remember, you have to win by 2. 25-24. Dozier up, and they've been behind the whole set.
Dozier's been behind the entire game, but all it takes, Greg, is getting to those 25. It's a big-time point for the Dragons.
That's it. They win it.
Wow.
Dozier wins the first set, 26-24. We mentioned that 5-point radius. We'll take a break. We'll be back after these messages.
Music and fine arts provide enriching experiences. They teach students that there can be more than one solution to a problem, more than one right answer, that mistakes are learning experiences and present an opportunity to be creative and flexible. The arts encourage persistence and dedication. They require sustained concentration, personal reflection involving critical analysis, and self-adjustment to reach desired goals. These are essential 21st century skills, skills recognized as important to productive career and citizen success. Each student deserves and benefits from an arts-rich education.
Keys, you saw that. I was impressed that Dozier did not panic. Yeah. We talked about that 5-point rule either way, but I guess the key is for both teams not to panic, play their own volleyball, forget set 1.
What a exciting first set. Dozier finding a way to come back on the Seahawks after being down and trailing for most of the game, Greg. And so for Dozier, what they got to do is keep on doing what they're doing. They know this team. They've beaten this team twice already this season. For Gildersleeve, you got to throw that first set away. You got to come out with a fresh attitude, come out with a new game plan, and come out here and do what you know you can do.
For Dozier, you don't want to go into set 3. You want to get it done now. For Gildersleeve, you need to force set 3. So, again, the officials, Chris McBeth, Frank Sproul, Greg Bickaveris, Nate Milton, glad you're with us here at Warwick High School Newport News as we celebrate middle school all-city volleyball. Dozier coached by Jane Marino, Gildersleeve coached by Laura Rogers. Brand new, set to 25. Dozier wants to pick up the momentum from where they left off in set 1.
Dozier wanted to pick up the pace and really press the tempo on the Seahawks.
Great rally, great volleys by both teams. Playing kind of conservative. Yeah, they're playing like the set is on the line right now. Excellent point. Neither team is rushing or panicking. Woo.
You mentioned they're playing like the set is on the line. I think that's the attitude you need to take if you're Gildersleeve. You don't have any time to waste. You don't have time to get comfortable. You got to come out now and try to take this set back.
No, there's no tomorrow. You played to get here today.
Yep.
This is the championship. You worked all season to get to this point. One all is the score. Again, if you're just joining us, Dozier won the first set 26-24. Here at Warwick High School Newport News.
Seahawks on serve right now. This is a big opportunity for them, Greg. If they can get a run like they had in that first set. The only thing they didn't do in that first set was close it out. So if they can get back, get that momentum, get that groove going again, they can be tough here in the second set.
You got to finish. They saved it there. Yep. They hit it deep. Out there for Dozier, respectively, is number 14, Tennessee Crumrine. Near the front. Gildersleeve serving. That's number 12, Jadvin Farrow for Dozier. (3-1). That didn't get across the net. Also number 1, Camilla Smith-Ortiz for Dozier. Number 17, respectively, Micaiah Cooper for the green. Wow.
Like you were saying in the first set, Greg, that communication, you can drop the ball right in that no man's land or no woman's land, in this case, in between the two teammates, and it's like, you got it, I get it, and that confusion, that split second of hesitation is what cost the Dozier Dragon.
4-2. Gildersleeve serving. And Gildersleeve up by 3. You know, you don't want to keep playing catch-up if you're Dozier the whole time.
Right, but the benefit for Dozier, though, is they've seen this story before. If Woodside gets off, if Gildersleeve gets off to a 5-point lead, they've seen this story before. They've read this book before. They know that they can change their fates.
Nice comeback there by the Dragons. Also number 10 out there, respectively, Malaysia Taylor for Dozier. Gildersleeve, of course, you see Williams, 32. That goes out of bounds. Number 3, respectively, Rogers. Number 7, serving. This is Waters, excellent server, as we saw in set 1. Number 4, Hollis is out there, too, for Gildersleeve. A lot of players on the bench, too, for both teams. Among them, Ashlyn Vaughn. That goes out. Williams out there as well, number 31 for Gildersleeve in the gray. Substitutions off the bench coming in, number 6. That's Waters. In for number 4, respectively, Nate Milton, Caitlin Hollis.
and communication is important, but also that rotation.
Yeah.
Making sure you got fresh players out there at all times.
And just like in the first set, Gildersleeve's off to a good start.
The second verse, same as the first. Hopefully, for the Gildersleeve fans out here, though, they don't want to see this song end the same way as the last one did.
But it's got a lot of ebb and flow.
Wow.
It was high tide and low tide. Right now it's high tide for Gildersleeve. But Dozier's only down by 3, 8-5. There's so much up and down during the course of a set.
Yeah, and that was a nice play on that last rally by Smith Ortiz. Very impressed by Dozier.
9-5.
9-5, what a way to make a living, my friend.
You're not kidding.
And again, 5-point lead for the Gildersleeve Seahawks.
Seahawks and Dragons out here. 10-5. We want to reset, kind of refocus here a little bit. Remember, they play a third set. It goes to 15.
And if you're Dozier, that's what you want to avoid. You want to go ahead and close this thing up, wrap this thing up in 2 sets. But if you're Gildersleeve, you got to come out here, you got to fight. The moment is now. The championships are on the table right now. You got to go in and sit down and start eating.
It was a pleasure bringing to you our wrestling match from here at Warwick High School. We also did 3 basketball games. 2 of them were double headers. So we did a lot of action for you. Of course, we did 2 football games last fall, so we stayed very busy in the first quarter of 2019.
Absolutely. Academics, athletics, and activities. That's what we're all about here, folks. And it is a pleasure to be able to bring to you this championship contest.
Served by Gildersleeve. That was Williams. You got to move without the ball, stay on your feet. And you're seeing a lot of these girls are not just going for the spike.
Yeah, it's about that finesse. It's about that chess move. Can you put the ball where your opponents are not? Been really impressed with the proficiency shown by both Dozier and Gildersleeve today.
And you watch sand volleyball or college volleyball, finesse is so important.
Absolutely. You know, you just can't go out there and just be aggressive. You know, you have to be tactically aggressive, be smart with your aggression. And that's what we're seeing from these young women today.
Use the net for your advantage. 10-7. We mentioned you keep it within that 3 to 5 point radius. I mean, there's no big margin at all.
And Dozier has shown, Greg, that they can come back from a deficit.
Right. This is where you don't want to panic when you're Gildersleeve. You like how they're staying in their position as well. Sometimes in tennis, when you start moonballing, you're playing conservative, you're catching your breath, and before you go for the slam or the spike. And the same thing goes for volleyball.
Yeah, and right there we saw some great bump sets by the Dozier Dragons, just kind of lulling the Gildersleeve Seahawks into that trap.
Ooh, nice shot. 10-8 is the score from Warwick High School. Middle School All-City Championships. Excellent volleyball here today. And slowly but surely, Dozier just creeping back into getting close to time.
And you got to wonder, does that start to get into the back of the heads of the Gildersleeve Seahawks, Greg? Because like we said, they saw that comeback that Dozier put on them in the first set.
That hit the ceiling almost as the ball goes into the stands. 10-all.
Wow.
It's almost like you can tell Dozier's like been there and done that. They have that confidence and air, and you do need that.
Well,
you need body language.
It's like the Monster movie. Like, no matter how far you run away from Jason,
yeah,
that 1 minute you trip and look back, and Jason's like, how did he get here? And that's what the Dozier Dragons have done today. They've been very persistent in their pursuit of the Seahawks.
And some people like that Goliath role. you David versus Goliath. In this case, you can tell Dozier's the Goliath.
Yeah, and not to say that the Seahawks have played bad today. They played good, Greg. It's just been a couple instances here and there where they left the door open, and that's allowed Dozier to come through.
It's that killer instinct. 10-all is the score. Greg Bickemare, Nate Milton, glad you're with us for the Middle School All-City Championships between Dozier and Gildersleeve. Dozier in the green, Gildersleeve in the gray. Remember, this is middle school volleyball, even though we're at Warwick High School. That ball goes sailing out of bounds.
And you mentioned where we are, Greg. I kind of like the settings at Warwick High School because it gives these kids a bigger platform and a bigger stage to showcase the game.
And, of course, they're on TV as well, online. Cox Cable 47 517 NNPSTV.com. Who's going to get the Oscar here tonight, Nate?
Well, we'll see. Look, the Dragons are wearing green, so they might have the green book tonight, my friend.
Spike Lee was wearing purple. He's not walking out of the building tonight. Spike don't like something, he'll walk out, right?
He doesn't have time for this. He's too old for this.
Ooh, nice shot. But a good comeback from Gildersleeve. One hand slap. Sometimes they cup their hands. You got to cup your hands. Other times you go for the slap but when you cup your hand, you have a little bit more strength.
You have a little more strength. The thing is, though, for some players, I think they want to go open hand because they feel they have more control over where they can position the ball. And we're all tied up at 11. And now once again, this is nip and tuck, Greg. This is nip and tuck.
12-11. This is where you don't want to watch the game get away from you either, Nate Milton, as it's now 13-11, 12 points from securing a championship for Dozier. And you can sense that they have confidence.
Yeah, and in sports, Greg, so much like a lot of things in life is about what memories do you have? What experience do you have? If you've experienced victory before, it's easy to pull on that from your memory bank.
And like if that serve landed in.
Yep.
14-11.
And for the Seahawks, they've lost to this team twice already, so it's like they don't have the positive memories to pull from so they can, get back into this thing.
You can just see the way they're bouncing the ball and serving. They've got confidence. Like old Ernie did back in the days in tennis, using that English for the ball. You use English that can spin the ball a certain direction.
Absolutely. And the confidence, like you said, is such an important factor. When you can tell when one team has it.
15-11, you see it. The fire in the eyes from both teams. They're playing very well, but somebody's got to win. That ball slides out. But you don't want to lose them to serve like that, where you don't get your hands on the ball.
And this is really the first time in either game that Dozier's kind of got off to a 3 or 4 point lead. Normally they've been coming from behind and just have walked down the Seahawks.
It's almost like LeBron's teams back in the day when Cleveland, they're spotting a lead, they still come back. You can only do that but so much. He's not doing that for the Lakers, though.
No. Doesn't quite have the horses to pull that off.
Not quite the depth. Crucial point for Gildersleeve. Down by 3. And Dozier catching them in no man's land again.
Such a smart play right there, Greg. Fake like she was going for the spike, and then just a little finesse, a little touch, a little kiss right there that got Gildersleeve off balance.
Showcased on TV today. Gildersleeve trying to be on the defensive here, create some type of streak. And Dozier is 8 points away from winning the championship, as the players on the bench clapping with the coach.
And the thing right now for Gildersleeve, Greg, is they want to play with a sense of urgency, but not a sense of desperation. You still want to play in control right now.
18-12, but the hourglass is starting to tick quick. You got to get some points. You're down by 6, and when you have that weight on you, it's even more difficult. The weight of the shoulders of losing the first set.
The old saying from the old show, like sands through the hourglass, these are the days of our lives.
The scoreboard doesn't lie.
No, it doesn't. But Gildersleeve's hoping for a soap opera ending here today, though.
And every ball is bouncing Dozier's way so far. But great teamwork by both teams. Impressed by the passion, the fire, and the desire by both teams. Great rally here. You can sense this is a very difficult shot, and that wails out. That shot is way out.
And Gildersleeve can feel the strands kind of getting away from him right now.
Oh, excellent serve right there with force. 20-12, 5 points away. Sometimes that ball can wail outside, in or out, and you got to be very careful, you know, from the court dimension. It's so important.
Yep.
You don't want to get too aggressive early.
That's the one thing Dozier can't do right now, Greg, is give opportunities back to Gildersleeve.
Sure. This is, you know, when you go for the fire, you want to win. You can shake hands and do all that after the match.
And who better to bring the fire than the Dragons?
Right, this is not a charity. They can spot a few points, but you don't want to spot too many points.
Because that's exactly what happened to Gildersleeve in the first game. They allowed Dozier to get back into the game. 1 point here, 2 points here, 3 points there. And before you know it, Dozier ends up winning that first set.
(21-14), 4 points away from winning the championship. Good rally. Somebody's got to pick up the pace. The leaders always come to the forefront. So pivotal this point is, you can tell. And patience is so important too, like that. Wow. That tested both teams' patience.
I'm telling you, Gildersleeve just got a little too aggressive right there at the end. That was an excellent rally by both teams, but you can see that Woodside, that they have to make a change now. They're pressing a little bit. Dozier, 3 points away from a championship.
And they're serving. That's number 1, respectively, Ortiz. Into the net goes Gildersleeve. 2 points away, 23-14. Dozier won the first showcase 26-24. Ooh, nice point. Wow. And Gildersleeve touched it. If you touch it, if it goes out, it doesn't matter.
Wow.
All right, set point, match point. Set point and match point.
This is it, my friend.
No turning back. You really got to. This is so difficult. I feel for these girls. I've been through it in tennis where the one error you lose. That's it. Wow. Gildersleeve wins it. 25-14. Great sportsmanship by both teams. But they're saying there might be an error. Not so fast.
Man.
They had the scoreboard at 25-14. Now they've reversed it. They made it 24-15.
One last reprieve for the Gildersleeve Seahawks. Can they get back into this thing, Greg?
The Dragon has not quite slayed the Seahawk yet.
Wow.
Reversal, folks. That was a reversal. Total reversal. But, again, it's a 9-point lead for Dozier. After that reversal. And who knows, maybe Gildersleeve can use that to their advantage.
You got a new lease on life, take advantage of it. Good play right there by Williams and the Gildersleeve Seahawks.
(24-16). Gildersleeve serving. Dozier wants to put it away right here. Gildersleeve won't let him just yet. You can feel the pressure. That's it. Checkmate. 25-16. So that reversal bided Gildersleeve a few points, but not enough. As Dozier wins it 26-24, 25-16.
Wow.
Nate, give us your thoughts.
Straight set victory by the Dozier Dragons. Congratulations to the new champions, but you got to give credit, Greg, to the Gildersleeve Seahawks. They came out here, had a good chance of winning that first set. Unfortunately, things didn't go right for them, but great effort by both teams.
All right, Dozier wins the first set 26-24, the second 25-16. They win the middle school all-city champions. Congratulations to head coach Jane Marino. Great sportsmanship by both Dozier and Gildersleeve. For Nate Milton, I'm Greg Bickabaris and Ray Price. We'll talk to you soon.